And shout out to Jay Wes too. He Trinidadian, man. Let the people know where your grandfather from.
San Fernando, Trinidad.
Big ups.
Everybody out there, what's up? Trini World.
This is Trinidadian Nightmare too?
Oh, that's Trinidadian Nightmare number 2.
I'm going to let you keep that name. There's only one Trinidadian Nightmare.
You like that nickname?
I love that nickname.
Cool, so we rocking it. I'm gonna have to change my name to that permanently.
Now we out to Trinidad soon. Though.
Just think if you don't know somebody, you're like, yo, I'm about to introduce you to the Trinidadian Nightmare. You better come correct, boy.
They know what type of time I'm on already.
So you gotta let the dreads hang though too. You gotta let the dreads hang.
Yeah.
Yo, you know I take advantage of that. Like, I'm not a scary person at all. I'm not tough. I don't like to fight people, but that's the vibe people get when they feel me. So I take advantage of the fact that people do look at me as a nightmare.
Nah, that's a fact.
But it's good because I'm pussy. But it's like you
not
give
gonna
me that
test
respect.
Me.
So it's like,
but no, if they do test you though, you gonna beat their ass.
The thing is, I'm not scared to fight, so I'll fight anybody except for Keanu.
Yeah, exactly. we're not fighting no Jamaicans over here.
No Jamaicans.
Jamaicans got it. What about the Haitians though? Yo, shout out to Kodak.
Do y'all know why Jamaicans are so fucking like? I think Jamaicans are genetically the best people on earth. You see that like in their running and stuff, right? They're the fastest motherfuckers in the Olympics.
Usain Bolt, shout out to him.
And it's a long lineage of them, bro. I was talking to my stepdad. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but he was like, those were the slaves that they couldn't control mentally. So automatically they like it's just like natural selection. Just how I was talking about tribalism. Tribalism helped us survive. That's why we're all tribal. Because the tribes that weren't tribal, they weren't like biased to their cause. They most likely died out or were infiltrated and taken over, right? Mm-hmm. The same thing with like, you think about I think the story is all the like bad slaves from America, all the ones that wouldn't conform, they took them and sent them down to Jamaica. That's gonna create a whole group of people who's just like, you know what I mean?
We about it. We're not just gonna roll over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think personally that might have something to do with their physicality. Because like the body and the mind is connected. So if you're a person and let's say you come from a specific tribe in Africa that was physically a little bit more gifted or different from other tribes, that might be in your mentality a little bit. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I don't know.
You're gonna approach it with a different like, I'm a king. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like you guys. I'm from a long lineage. Exactly. I'm different.
And I want to have an expert who knows about that stuff to talk about that on the show.
They probably had the true African warriors in Jamaica.
1000%.
Like them dudes that was really about it.
Jamaicans is different, bro. I don't know what it is.
The Haitians too.
Yeah, Haitians too.
Anybody of African descent in general. Because you even look at it like America, like look at our athletes and the physically gifted. A lot of these sports you seeing, there's a lot of African American people of African descent on our teams because we come from such a physical background. Like if you slave for 400 years, you're going to be a little bit stronger. You know what I'm saying? You rely more on that physical aspect. You don't think that's in the genes now?
I think it is, but I just don't think it's the 400 years of slavery. I think it's just I think that's the reason why we were chosen for slavery. Because we were, even back to Africa, we were the most physically gifted and strong and resilient.
And you got to look at Africa too, though. Like, just
but I
the
think
way
they
to
also
survive.
took an advantage of their way of living. Because if you out here hunting with spears and all that, and somebody pull up with a gun, it's pretty much like,
yeah, exactly.
You gonna go. Yeah. They didn't even know about that stuff. So I think it was technologically a difference in how they got. There's a good book on that, Guns, Germs, and Steel.
What's that about?
It's basically, and I'm not gonna give you out the whole thing because I didn't finish the whole book, but it basically, Guns, Germs, and Steel basically shaped the way our world is today. It's like weapons, diseases, and then your resources. That's basically all it takes to make one nation the strongest in the world or one nation the weakest. Okay, comes down to that. So
now you just put yourself in a Nick hole right here, and I like talking to people like you.
I think where you going with this?
What?
The mindset of two different type of people.
We talked about this before. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So
come on, we're here.
We are. I like talking to people like you, right? Because you reason the way I reason. So when I have a point that you don't agree with, I feel like I could back you in a corner to agreeing with me because logic is going to spell it out, the answer, right?
Okay.
So we agree that black people in America, it's clear our physicalities are superior to those of the white man or Asian man or whatever other race, right? We are superiorly physical.
In general, yeah.
In general. And we think that's a genetic thing. Or we could say for the past 400 years, like you said, us being the workers, we developed that physicality.
Yeah.
Now, an issue we get into with the NFL, the NBA, is most coaches being white. So if we believe that black men who were under the tutelage, basically the guidance, we could even say the coaching of white men for the past 400 years, is it plausible to say that white men are better coaches for the same genetic reason you spelled out physically to why black athletes are better? Is
specifically we speak it to the NFL?
NFL, NBA?
I wouldn't go that far, because today's day and age, when it comes to mental knowledge, if you study coaching or that's all you grow up on is coaching and this and that, I think sometimes it comes down to, are you getting that opportunity? But we were talking about geniuses though. You don't think Elon Musk was born specifically with a little twitch in him that makes him there's
smarter?
definitely people that are gifted mentally.
So look, Christian McCaffrey.
But do you think it's that one-sided where, what is it, like two black coaches in the NFL or something like that?
But look at what's the percentage of people, black players in the NFL? Look at how lopsided that is.
But is it easier to get smarter or easier to get physically, get faster, get stronger? Like some of that is like, you can only be so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek Hill's speed, I don't care how much you train, bro, you're not going to get that fast. You're not going to run low 4.2. You know what I'm saying?
Facts on that.
But I think it's the same way with the mental though.
You think so?
You
telling me that, Tesla and not Tesla, Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos, they get there because they just put that work in, they enjoyed it, and they built themselves up that way. What
would they say? Talent, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
But what if the talent is also working hard? He's still always gonna be in front of you, right? Like if you have an ectomorph body and you diet, you're going to be more ripped than an ectomorph, than an endomorph who's also dieting. You see what I'm saying? Because he's already a little bit ahead of you.
So that's the physical aspect of the genetics. But were you not saying that we think that? So you're saying that these white coaches, they're more gifted genetically when it comes to their ability to learn and mental.
I'm not saying
is it easier to make the mental better or is it easier to make the physical better? I feel like that's.
I think it's equal.
You think it's equal?
I think it's equal. I think Asians, why are they more smart than everybody?
Because they're aliens.
Cultural. I think it's cultural. A lot of these kids, they don't have the opportunity, and especially like us as African American black men, a lot of our motivations to do good in school were sports or things like that. Our first motivation wasn't, I gotta get good grades because this is the number one priority for my family. That education comes before anything else. I think a lot of them have that instilled in their culture, education above everything. And I think we see that in a lot of immigrants too. Like, shout out to my Nigerians. When they come here, they don't play around. It's like, you're going to be a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer, and that's that. So I think a lot of it can come down to culture, and a lot of it might be genetics too, because
do you think there's an issue with the racial gap in like coaching positions in the league, or you think that's just how the cookie crumbles and there's a reason for that?
I just hope because I don't know if these white coaches are the best candidates for the job.
Come on, Nick Saban.
I think the best person
who do you think there's a football coach in this country better than Nick Saban, better than Bill Belichick, better than Greg Popovich? There's no like black, white.
But is it because they haven't had those opportunities?
I mean, you could.
Is there like
because you could play the role of this like Dr. Claude Anderson? I think he said I remember you telling me this too, but he was like, "Yo, it's you utilize it as a joke. Like segregation was what's the joke you say?
It was a great idea. It was poorly executed.
Yeah, it was a great idea, poorly executed. You could look at that with everything we saying too, because there is HBCUs with great football coaches. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely,
a fact.
Absolutely.
So if majority of the players, if there was an all black professional league, we would give someone clout, and that plays in a role of like not having an opportunity.
Yeah,
scouting those players out, scouting those coaches out.
But that's why it's great that we don't have segregation in sports, because we had that before, and all the players and all the coaches was right, and then they let black people in, I think sports is, what do they call that? It's one of those things where
money got involved.
Well, there's no politics. It's a, what's that word where
it's like an equal playing field. You're saying
it's an equal playing field. You're good. You're going to get on the field. You're going to be the best player, and that's going to shine through. Right? And I think when these NFL coaches make these decisions, I think I'm trying my best not to get canceled. You're not
gonna get canceled.
I'm not trying to say that white people are smarter than black people, but and I don't even believe this. I'm just thinking logically. If black people have a one up, right? I believe all of us are equal. We are all equal beings. None of us are better than the other. It's clear that black people have a physical advantage over white people. So that has to balance itself out in another way. That's all I'm saying.
I think what you're saying has some merit to it because we're looking at those same, we said they're more physical in their history. We weren't in many cases allowed to learn. So we get that setback, which is things we see today. If you're not learning and passing information generation to generation, that's going to detriment you in some type of way.
Big time.
You're going to have a big gap to catch up on.
True.
So
True.
I think that might play into it too. But
and
when
also,
it comes,
and also just like survival, right? Like say you're in the jungle and this is, by the way, I'm not a scientist. Nothing I said has merit. I just want y'all to know that. I'll just be chatting.
You from the jungle though?
I think come on, like ain't buggy. I'm from the jungle. But in Africa is the most beautiful continent in the world, right? The weather is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like people are just out there chilling. We know people got their little whatever they wear around their waist, and that's all the clothes that they ever created. It's tribal Africa, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Tribal Africa.
You see how you talk about Africa?
No, before they were westernized. That's. I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
Their tribal wear.
They're tribal wear
because it's also hot there. So
boom, and when it's hot, it's comfortable. In Europe, it's cold as fuck. So these people are kind of like forced to maybe think a little bit more. Yo, how can I build a house? How can I create heating systems? Okay, we need to skin this animal to get fur to survive. I don't know, bruh.
So you think the aspects of like the climate, the environment, made them tap more into the mental than
maybe. And black people are. There will be a black man that's equally as smart as any white man ever. Just like Christian McCaffrey is probably the most athletic dude in the NFL. But on a number scale, I'm just saying, just the way we have more black athletes who are athletic, I don't know. I think that goes over to the coaching aspect.
I hope they get in that equal opportunity to interview.
1,000%.
I want the best candidate to have the job. White, black, Asian, Spanish. If you cut out for that job, then you deserve that job.
I think the NFL doing a thing where like,
all right, boom, we gotta take a quick cut, guys. All right, bow, we are back. I'm sorry, y'all, if I was wilding in that little segment right there.
That's what you come to the show for. That Nick Johnson effect. Strong opinion.
That's all you can ask for. I'm not trying to wild out though. I really do believe we are all equal.
Nah, it's a great ideology to have. You know what I'm saying? Add some sauce to it.
Come on. You know? And that's the thing. I think because I'm from Trinidad.
That's what we need.
Maybe you could speak on this. I never had to deal with the race aspect. So race was a non-issue for me growing up. So I feel like I could kind of look at things objectively. You know what I mean? Like niggas have called me an Uncle Tom before. Niggas was sitting to the left of me. He called me Uncle Tom before.
He was selling his soul though. But I like the way I like that you said that too, due to the fact that you ain't played victim when you got here.
Never.
If someone told you the information of how it is to be a black person, you ain't play victim and go, all right, I'm just going, this is how they think of me. I'm never going to move up in life. I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to feel safe around this area. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You never play victim. You came here, it was like, all right, I see you telling me this. All right, let me go see it for myself. All right, let me do my little research behind it.
Yeah.
So that's a great way for people to come here. And
guys, a quick question. Saying there's Trinidad, everybody, well, I'm saying they look like you. Is there, besides colorism, wasn't there other ways for people to like judge or find some?
You hit it on the head. It's tribalism. And that's the thing about race in America. If we all looked alike, we would find a way to divide each other. So that's why I understand, like, I don't even look at racism as this evil thing. I look at it as pity on the human condition. Because this is what we do. We find a way to separate and segregate.
True. So I think something as naive as skin color, though, like
it's the easiest.
If it's not one thing, it's gonna be another thing,
and that's the easiest. But So humans try to make things as easy as possible. So in China, where they all look alike, they found the fact that, these people are Muslims, so we're going to find a way to enslave them and commit genocide on them. In Germany, we're all white, but they got a different religion. Let's kill the Jews. Skin color is easy. Oh, you're black, I'm white. Okay, let's separate on those issues. Right? Yeah. Or where you're Republican, I'm Democrat. Yeah, we're going to find a way to separate. Yeah. And I just look at it as unfortunately, a bad effect of the human condition. You know what I mean?
Ever told on a nigga? No. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on his luck?